Hi, you're listening to The Island of a Lost Pilot by Rajesh Bhatia, narrated by Deepak Agnihotri. Introduction. One day when I was a boy, I asked my mother, "Mom, all animals raise their young ones like us humans." "Yes, that's true, son," she replied. "Which is the animal, the young one of which is raised with the most difficulty?" My mother thought for some time and replied, "My answer to that question is that the young one of a human being is the most difficult to raise." "Why is it so, Mom?" I was puzzled. Was she making some kind of a joke? As you already know, man is the most advanced animal on this planet, and so it is the biggest challenge for the parents to raise their kids. The duty of any animal is to feed its young one and to protect it from enemies till it grows sufficiently strong to defend itself. It may take from a few months to 2 or 3 years only. But in case of human beings, they bring up their young ones till they are married, which takes normally about 25 years. During this period, the young ones are provided with food, shelter, clothing, protection, education, etc. In the case of a female child, besides these arrangements, her happy marriage is the next important duty of the parents. In case of a male child, a job or a business arrangement is an additional duty besides his marriage. Throughout their life, the parents are miserly saving money for the future of their children. They will starve, but try to provide good education to them. They will borrow money for their wonderful marriage. They will not live a luxurious life in order to make a house. Ultimately, they die and leave it for their children. That seems right, Mom. I pondered over the answer. It does not stop there. In the eyes of the parents, the children remain young till the parents die. Throughout their life, they care for their children, although the children have themselves become old and have their own children. Our culture is like that. We love our grandchildren even more as compared to our own children. I nodded at that time, as if I had understood. My mother said, "You will understand the love for your young ones when you will have children of your own." I laughed at that idea, as that time was far away. But as time has wings, soon I was married and had my own children. To my surprise, I soon found out that my mother was right. Whenever I loved my children, whenever I fulfilled their smallest demands, the casual words of my mother whispered in my ears. Whenever I became worried about their admissions, studies, illness, career, etc., the philosophy of life, what my mother said, became more and more true. I also grew old. My children became adults and college-going, but my mother was the same to me, and I was the same young boy to her. I usually sat with her and consulted her about my day-to-day problems, about home, children, or business. I always knew the solutions, but the consent of my mother always helped me to go on with my decision. My father had expired when I was very young, only 15, and so I was close to my mother. But I won't say that only mothers care for their children. Often fathers are ignored as they are considered hard and rude at heart. But the fact is that fathers are also no less. This is the case in India, that parents will do anything for their children till they themselves die. They can't see their children in trouble and go out of the way to help them out. Similarly, the children also care for their parents. This happens in every home in India, and I am sure that in all parts of the world, the same thing happens in majority. However, some exceptions are always there. My story is dedicated to the parents who go beyond all limits to protect their children and vice versa. Whenever one of the parents or both die, the children do survive ultimately, although with some difficulty, as they have their whole life ahead. But when it happens the reverse way, that is, if the child dies an untimely death, the parents see no reason to live and their lives come to a very fast end. Rajesh Bhatia. The Island of a Lost Pilot. The Island of a Lost Pilot. List of characters. Shekhar Khanna. A businessman from Delhi sends his son for pilot's training and faces all the trouble. Rohan Khanna. Shekhar's son, whose enthusiasm lead to a chain of events. Surekha. Rohan's mother, who is always worried about her son. Ritu. Rohan's sister, who is bold and cares for her family. Shreya. Rohan's sweetheart, who waits patiently. Mr. Kapoor, retired wing commander from Indian Air Force and a pilot's training consultant. Abhinav, Thakur, Girish and Sonu, Rohan's trainee friends who sent him for a wild goose chase. Thomas Matthew, a cook in a 5-star hotel in Mumbai, but his fate takes him very far. Austin, owner of a pilot training institute, the elder brother, and Thompson, the younger brother, who do some other things also besides training. Steve, the third partner in the training institute, chief aircraft mechanic, expert in mending or destroying aircraft. Spike, pilot's training instructor and an expert in aerobatics. But was he performing aerobatics? George, air traffic controller, controls some other operations also. Chang, brother of George, a troublesome opponent. Ashok Malhotra, owner of a travel agency or a trouble agency. Roma Mehra, beautiful secretary of Ashok Malhotra, but there was someone who was not affected by her beauty. Sudhir Saxena, the person who was nowhere but plays an important part. F6, an agent whose information triggered an adventure. Wang, representative from an air charter company, nice and helpful. Ming, a greedy pilot who runs his own charter planes. His greed landed him where? Colonel Shao Zayo, his affection for Indians is highly appreciable. Major Ghanshyam Das Bhatia, a kind-hearted person, whether his kindness is even rewarded. Note: the above list contains important characters. The names of some other important characters are not given in the list to maintain the suspense of the story. They will appear when the time comes.